Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Monster Hunter World. We've got Behemoth coming out August 2nd, and it's time we start delving into some anti-Behemoth builds. Now, we do know quite a bit about the mechanics for the Behemoth fight, and it is going to be quite a bit different than any other fight in Monster Hunter World currently. There is going to be a main tank, and quite possibly even a healer. Now, this is all very interesting, and I think we may even be able to kill two birds with one stone by using the sword and shield to its full potential. So today we're going to be going over three really good sword and shield builds, one being a main tank slash healer, the other one being more healing focused, and then a kind of damage and healing hybrid. So I hope you guys all enjoy the episode. If you do, don't forget to share your support and smash that like button, share it with your friends and family. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this. Now first we're going to start off with my favorite build in this video. I call it the ultimate Paladin build. You're going to be able to tank, sustain yourself, and the entire party. It is pretty much going to be, I think, the ultimate build for fighting Behemoth. Now, I did notice that Behemoth does share quite a few of the basic attacks of Nergigante, so I decided to test this build against Tempered Nergigante, and I'm able to guard against everything with level 5 guard with the sword and shield, and it makes this fight incredibly easy. Now, for those of you that don't know, Behemoth will actually have a tanking mechanic where the main tank in the party will actually target its head to gain aggro, while other members of your party target different body parts to drain its health. Now, most of you probably immediately thought to use the Lance or Gun Lance as the main tank, but with guard level 5 and all of the healing benefits that the sword and shield can offer, it's really going to allow you to be the best tank against Behemoth and allow your party to focus on damage rather than healing you as the main tank. Let's go ahead and get into the skills and equipment for this build. You'll see that we have quite a few different skills. This is min-maxed as best as I could make it. Definitely let me know if you guys would swap anything out in the comments below. We've got guard and wide range, level 5. Health boost, recovery speed, weakness exploit, speed eating, and divine blessing. Level 3, dragon attack is just extra from the belt, so just ignore that. We've got slugger level 1, which you can swap out for anything you want. You don't need this actual gem in there. We've got free meals so that you can actually have some more potions if it actually procs. We've got protective polish and hasten recovery from the Empress Edge Ruin. Now, let's go ahead and go into the equipment and decorations that we've got in this particular build. You'll see in the Empress Edge Ruin, we've got the KO Jewel 2. You can really put whatever you want in here. I just kind of put that in there, and it fits because I do want to try and get as many stuns as possible because you will be using your shield attacks quite often. We've got the Guild Cross Circlet Beta, so that gives us 2 levels of Divine Blessing with 3 level 1 slots. We've got Divine Blessing socket in there with a Protection Jewel. We've got a Vitality Jewel and a Gobbler Jewel. We've got the Basil Male Beta, which gives us 2 levels of Guard. Then we've gone ahead and socketed 2 Gobbler Jewels in there because you're going to want to be able to eat as fast as possible to both heal yourself and the party when required. We've got the Empress Vambrace's Beta, which gives us wide range level 2. We've got a Protective Polish Gem and a Weakness Exploit Tenderizer Jewel in there. Then we've got the Valhazak Coil Gamma, which gives us the Recovery Speed 3, which quadruples the speed at which you heal recoverable damage. Then we've also got the, this is where that Dragon Attack comes from. It's just part of the belt. Obviously, you don't need it because we don't have a Dragon Attack weapon. Then I've got a Tenderizer Jewel stocketed in there. And then we've got Free Meal, which gives us basically consumption of food or drink item for free 25% of the time. You can swap this jewel out if you so desire. So the only jewels that you can really swap out are the KO Jewel and the Satiated, or Satiated Jewel. Oh my god. Then we've got another Recovery Jewel socketed in there. We've got the Empress Greaves Alpha, which gives us the rest of our wide range because we've got a Friendship Jewel in there and then another Tenderizer Jewel. So this is kind of jewel intensive, but I know a lot of people have issues getting the Sharp Jewel. If you don't have that, obviously you could swap this out for another KO Jewel if you want, or pretty much use whatever you so desire. Now the Tenderizer Jewels, I have a ton of these. Hopefully you guys do as well. But all in all, this is a very good build. It does quite a bit of damage. I do recommend probably using the Defense Food buff when using this. But all in all, it is a pretty darn good build, and it's about as close to being a paladin in Monster Hunter World as you're ever going to get. I actually really like this, and this will be my main build for when I'm live streaming the Behemoth fight upon release. Now, before we go on to the next build, I do want to point out that the Terath Slicer Water is also a good weapon for all of these builds, especially the tanking build, because it does give you plus 20 defense. You can unlock white level of sharpness with 2 levels of handicraft, and you can either use this as elementless or unlock the water element. So you can really use this for whatever you want. Now let's go ahead and get into the other build, which is more of a white mage build. And you'll be able to really just keep your entire party healed up without much of an issue. And it also looks really freaking cool. So, the Azure Starlord Tassets on here is kind of just because it looks freaking awesome. You can use whatever belt you wish with this, although the Azure Starlord Tassets will work really well with an elementalist build with the Terath Slicer Water. Let's go ahead and go into all of the equipment and decorations that we've got on here. We've got wide range, level 5, recovery up, weakness exploit, peak performance, speed eating, level 3, so this will do quite a bit of damage in comparison to the other build as well. And then we've got critical boost, divine blessing, level 2, handicraft, level 1, protective polish, and hasten recovery. As far as our decorations go, we've got a critical jewel 2 in the Empress Edge Ruin. Now you can swap out these critical jewels for anything else. I've got 2 in this build. You can use KO or really whatever else you want. Then we've got the Guild Cross Circlet again with 3 Gobbler jewels socketed in there. We've got the Empress Male Beta equipped with 3 Recovery Up jewels, so that way every time we're healing, we're also doing 30% more healing on top of that, which is even better. And we've got the Empress Vambraces Beta with a Sharp Jewel and a Critical Boost Jewel in there. As I mentioned before, you can swap that out if you so desire. Then we've got the Azure Starlord Tassets with a Flawless Jewel socketed in there. If you guys don't know how to get that, I do have a video covering how to get access to that before it is officially released on the rest of the world. Then we've got Empress Greaves Alpha with the Tenderizer Jewel and a Friendship Jewel to get our 5 levels of wide range. Now with this setup, you will technically be able to tank as well, although you'll be getting significantly worse knockbacks and be taking more damage, so you really want to focus on dealing damage with this build as well as keeping your party alive. Now as long as you're not getting trucked like me, you'll be able to keep your party healed up and keep sustained damage on Behemoth for a significantly longer period of time, but I definitely do not recommend actually trying to tank with this build. I would use the other one instead. So you will be able to do quite a bit of damage for a sword and shield with this particular build, and the healing is just on par with nothing else. It is the most healing you'll be able to do in the game, so it's pretty much like having a white mage in the party that can murder faces. Next up, we got the Kirin Disco Pants of Death. We're using wide range level 5, stun resistance, free element, critical boost, and weakness exploit level 3, along with speed eating level 3. We've got handicraft level 2 to get that white level of sharpness, divine blessing level 2, and protective polish to keep that white level of sharpness even longer. Now, with the Terath Slicer Water, we do have 420 water element, which Behemoth is going to be extremely weak to, so it should be a pretty good damage build against Behemoth. But other than that, it is pretty similar to the rest of the builds. We've got a handicraft level, 1 handicraft jewel in here in the Terath Slicer Water. We got the Guild Cross Circlet Beta with the 3 Gobbler jewels, so that way we don't have to basically lose DPS while we're healing. Then we've got the Cool Terath's Ire, which we've got stun resistance level 3. We got 1 level of critical boost and a critical jewel socketed into that, as well as a steadfast jewel. We've got the Empress Vambraces Beta with the sharp jewel and critical jewel. Cool Terath's Malice to get that last level of free elements. We've got a Tenderizer jewel socketed in there, and that's where our other level of handicraft comes from. And we've got 3 Friendship jewels and the Kirin Lay Guards to get free elements up level 2. So we should be dealing quite a bit of damage with this against Behemoth, as well as being able to heal the party. So it's kind of like the other build, except more towards taking basically advantage of, I almost said Cool of Terath, but Behemoth's weaknesses. So should be pretty good. Although my favorite build on this for the Sword and Shield is definitely the Paladin build, because I have a feeling it's just going to be extremely beneficial to the party to have both your healer and tank in one class. That way everybody else in the party can focus on doing damage. Anyways, that is all I've got for today's episode. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. I will be live streaming the Behemoth release and covering all the content for that update, and probably updating quite a few of my builds with the Behemoth armor and stuff. So definitely make sure to check that out when it is released. I will also be covering the PC release and replaying the game in 4K on the computer. I cannot wait. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed it, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye!